Nitai Gaura. Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai. Hari Hari Bol. Prasad Swami Maharaj Vyasa Puja Mahamotsav ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate and blessed to get this opportunity to celebrate this wonderful day, especially in presence of Maharaj here. And so, though we have very less association with Maharaj so far, and he's serving as our VB member since last 2 years, and now he's our GBC. So I gathered some information about Maharaj, which was very interesting, and I would like to share how Maharaj has significantly contributed to our movement in last 50 plus years. So, yeah, so I request mobiles to be on silent mode, please. It's very important to focus on the glorification of Vaishnavas, because that's the best way to purify our consciousness, and this is how we can advance in Krishna consciousness. So it's a very wonderful opportunity, especially in the month of Kartik. So Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj was born in the USA and studied nuclear physics at the Purdue University. After becoming disenchanted with science, he transferred to the University of Texas, where he made contact with the Hare Krishna movement. I believe in 1973, I read some article. He got initiated by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. 76. Okay, initiation. Chanting. Oh, so 73 Maharaj joined and 76 Maharaj got initiated. The Hare Krishna, but it was later during his military service in Panama where encounter with ISKCON changed his life dramatically. Upon concluding his military service, Maharaj joined a pioneering group of Krishna devotees in Central America, stationed in San Jose, Costa Rica. He attended the 1976 Mayapur Vrindavan festival and was initiated by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He received his sannyas initiation in Brazil in 1982. So, Guru Maharaj early contribution in ISKCON Costa Rica centered on administrative services, distributing BBT publications beginning in 1975 in the USA and from 1976 to 1978 in Central America. He became the temple president of Costa Rica Temple in 78 and then began traveling around Latin America, opening new temples, establishing worshipping centers, collaborating in diverse administrative services. In 1987, Maharaj became a member of the GBC with zonal assignments in Tucson area of Arizona and Mexico. He is co-zonal secretary. There are many places, long list for that, and now we know new zones getting added to Maharaj's services, NCR and Vrindavan and Gujarat, and most of the zone what Gopal Krishna Maharaj was handling is also taken care of by Maharaj. Interested in the essential role that communication plays in ISKCON progress and the lives of individuals associated with it, Maharaj seeks to assist devotees cooperate in harmony, personally and collectively through clear and open communication. So yes, this is our experience with Maharaj, that since the time we interact with Maharaj, we don't feel that he is like, somebody in very somewhere distant from us. He feel very down to earth and very involving and very encouraging always. This is my personal realization so far, and is very inspiring in the sense that Maharaj is never a quality of imposing things, but he's rather involving and evolving out a good result or a solution to take devotee progress in their Krishna consciousness. That's his main focus, not being a manager, not that he's trying to manage a society, but he's trying to make the followers of Srila Prabhupada more and more Krishna conscious. That's very inspiring for me, Maharaj. And I seek your blessings on this day that I can be of some assistance in your mission to serve Srila Prabhupada, because now we have this wonderful opportunity to be under your shelter and I feel very fortunate. And so the schedule for the day is, as we all know, after I finish, we will request Maharaj to speak for our purification some transcendental message today on his appearance day, and then we will have some disciples and senior leaders glorifying Maharaj, and in the end we have a Pushpanjali, Artik, and then Prasadam for all right next in the next hall here. So we are grateful that you all are here, and please be comfortable. We have a washroom outside, so anybody you need, please contact Rasparayan Prabhu. We will be able to guide you for anything you need during the program. Thank you very much. Srila Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Take a few of these garments off. Very heavy.
Sorry, Maharaj. This has to go.
Especially I'll pick up the one that's stained. One more. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gananjana Sharkaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Darati Swaparantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Ramane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyata Shatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravaktamin Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Just 2 hours ago,
Hare
their
Krishna.
parents died.
Hare Krishna. I remember many years ago, we had this event in Krishna Balaram Hall, and Mukunda Das Prabhu gave a wonderful speech. No, thank you very much. Very learned, scholarly devotee, and surrendered to Sri Krishna Balaram. Hare Krishna.
Take care of some daughters, so we'll be able to see.
Well, no, I'm just recognizing it was very nice of you. No. Hare Krishna. So, as we've all heard continuously from Srila Prabhupada and so many devotees, the meaning of Vyasa Puja, we're representing Srila Vyasadeva. After the meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, tomorrow is Guru Purnima, so we will recognize Srila Vyasadeva. And he said, and Nityananda Prabhu is our Guru. So this shows the spirit of Dasa Dasa Anudasa. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us the meaning of servant, being a servant, because Krishna is the first servant. Krishna is the first everything. He's the Adi Guru and he's the Adi Das. No? So, not to be confused with the 10 issues, Adi Das. So in that ceremony, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu, please put the garland on Vyasadeva. So he took the garland and he went toward the whatever they had, painting or whatever of Vyasadeva. And then he turned around and like 180 degrees and he walked over to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. and put the garland on. So, really, Vyasa Puja means representing Srila Vyasadeva in garlanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead with our words, with our praises, with our dedication, with our service. All of these externals that we do in devotional service are meant to develop the internal mood, the internal feeling. As Srila Prabhupada says in the introduction to Upadeshamrita, that this book is about attitude. If we examine Shikshastakam, especially the first 5 verses, it is about the attitude. And the purpose of this event is to develop that attitude of surrender and the attitude of wanting to give everything to Krishna. The whole idea of serving the spiritual master is that one be surrendered. I always refer to the famous speech of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and it wasn't a Vyasa Puja ceremony. It was, as far as I could understand, it was a lecture, and there was a big audience, and he was on a big seat like this, no, maybe bigger. There's not even a seat big enough for him or for Srila Prabhupada. No. You would have to have a skyscraper seat. So he said, everyone must be thinking, who is this brute from the zoo gardens, sitting so high and everyone else is sitting lower? So absorbed in the laudations that are being offered to him and drinking them in as if they were nectar to his ears. And he said, yes, this is my position. And then he said that, so I'm being accused of this, so let me present my case to the Supreme Judge, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let me put my case before him. Jaridakatare kaha Krishnu padesh amaragyaya guru hanyatare desh. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed that you must become guru. And he said, therefore, if I, out of false humility, if I say, I don't want this, I don't want, this is not appropriate. Where is the humility? Where is the feeling that I am dasa anudasa? I'm standing before everyone. But this is the order of Mahaprabhu. And therefore, to do this is real humility. Because humility means to follow the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Many, many years ago, in attending these ceremonies, I also felt, this is difficult. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that there are 2 very difficult things about the position of Guru. One is you have to criticize everyone, and the other one is you have to accept their worship. Very difficult. But then, how do we resolve this? We resolve it by understanding, as Srila Prabhupada said so many times, that the position of the spiritual master is a peon. You're simply taking the message from Krishna to others, and you're simply taking whatever they can offer to Krishna. Just a conduit, just like an electrical wire, that making the connection. And when one understands that way, then one can tolerate this praise. This is not for me. This is for the spiritual. This is for my spiritual master, who is offering to his spiritual master. And this is the parampara. So Srila Prabhupada said so many times, What is the qualification of Guru? Simply following. Prabhupada said, not such a difficult thing. Simply following. Of course, simply following 100% is a difficult thing because of ahankar. We have this ahankar, we have this pride, and we like people to see what we're doing. No. Of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also said, we should not try to see Krishna, we should try to let Krishna see us. But not out of pride. Krishna, please see me. Just at the end, like at the end of Ishupanishad. Please, I'm approaching the time of death. Please see what I am doing. Please, because I'm situated in the ocean of birth and death, samsara. So please see what I am doing. I always remember Srila Prabhupada in one disappearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said, actually, I can understand that all of you have been sent by my Guru Maharaj. Now, in the case of Srila Prabhupada, although he meant it from his heart, the Guru, the spiritual master, especially exhibiting humility, we can understand that is real humility. Otherwise, he's not qualified. If he's actually thinking, I'm just saying this because this is what you're supposed to say, then there's no humility. And humility is such an important thing. Without it, one cannot be Guru. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as I just mentioned, he said everyone must be Guru. And in another place, Ataiva ami agya didum sabatkare jahan tahan premapala deha jaritari. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I order everyone within the universe, this is my instruction. You must take these fruits of love of Godhead and distribute them. So that is our business. And in Krishna consciousness, a bona fide Guru is one who actually dedicates oneself to this mission established by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this mission established by Sri Narada Muni, this mission established by Sri Prahlad Maharaj, who said that Naitan Vyahaya Kripanan Vimamuksha Eko. How, even though these people, he was talking about the general populace, they're rascals, kripanas, they're greedy, overcome by so many base qualities. But still, how can I accept liberation and leave them? No, this is not the mood. So, this is our parampara. We have our direct parampara, and we have the parampara coming from Arjuna, the parampara coming from so many other great Vaishnavas that may not be directly connected. We don't see that connection. Prahlad Maharaj, he was the king of the demons, but he's our... So this is our line, as Srila Prabhupada said, as we see, our line is a line of shiksha. And diksha also, but shiksha. Because once someone takes the position of diksha guru, even Srila Prabhupada said the shiksha guru generally becomes the diksha guru. In our movement, it may not always be so much like that. That was more of a situation in the past where one went to Gurukula, there's the Guru taught them everything, and then they went out. Now in our movement, and my own realization is that Srila Prabhupada has very intelligently and perfectly brought back the mood that existed at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time. There is a worldwide movement. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not do this. He wanted to do it, but it didn't happen. No. Srila Prabhupada created a movement in which so many people are initiating. Just at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was the reality. And Shiksha, especially in that type of environment, spiritual environment, Shiksha is of utmost importance. Because one may get initiated and one may not see one's initiating guru, for so long. Maybe never. I know a few devotees, they said the only time they saw their guru was at the time they got initiated. There's a few cases like that. And many cases where the initiating guru may or may not be there, present in one's life. So, as far as giving ongoing shiksha. So, we have the opportunity to participate in this movement. We have the opportunity to worship so many devotees for what they're contributing to us. And so our parampara is very extensive. It extends out, has so many spiritual tentacles reaching out and pulling us back home, back to Godhead. So, what is the qualification of Guru? Samitpani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. These two things, Srila Prabhupada said, these are the two things. These are the two things that all of us should be doing. Shrotriya, we should be hearing. Hopefully everyone's hearing every day Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and other shastras. And Brahmanishtam, and taking it seriously. When Srila Prabhupada defined kuti nati, duplicity, Srila Prabhupada defined it again and again as saying one thing and doing another. And so this is the real qualification of Guru. Saying one thing and representing that one thing in one's life, in one's words, actions, thoughts. Karmana manasa gira. This is Rupa Goswami's definition of the spiritual master. Iha yasya harir dasye. If we're worshipping Krishna and at the same time within this material world, which is so full of faults, Kali Yuga, so many difficulties, the important thing, karmana manasa gira. Even if nikilas vasta su, even if one apparently, just like Srila Prabhupada said, one should not see the spiritual master eating or sleeping, because one will. Prabhupada very rarely would take prasadam in front of the devotees. Sometimes he would, usually at a home program, and he would just take a glass of milk, maybe a few pieces of fruit. He told the devotees, actually, you eat to please the hosts, but don't eat to please yourself, because it may not be so perfectly offered, depending on the host. And of course the devotees were very young, and this was most of them from the West. First time they'd taking all these delicious preparations from expert cooks here in India. They definitely fell victim to the second, and usually ended up getting sick. Especially Srila Prabhupada said, especially here in Vrindavan, one should eat very frugally. So this is the qualification that one should maintain, and one should be very grateful that one should also take from the spiritual master that which is essential. Jigyasu Shreya Uttama. That one should be very interested in understanding what is the ultimate purpose of life. In the 18th chapter of, I forgot the verse now, but the 18th chapter of the first canto, one verse, I can't remember, verse 13, something, 13, 14. Srila Sutta Goswami says there are two things that must exist for the transmission of Krishna Katha, that Bhagavata Pradhana. Someone must be fixed in Bhagavata. And this is the position of the Guru. And the other is Shushushaya. One should be very interested in hearing. If these two things exist, then this is the situation that establishes Guru-disciple. And so the spiritual master has to be very careful. I remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, the Guru can also commit the ninth offense, which is revealing Krishna to unqualified persons. He said, if he accepts initiation from people who are not qualified. Now one may say, well, Srila Prabhupada, he accepted so many unqualified people. But Srila Prabhupada made it his duty to make them qualified. That was his duty. So in Kali Yuga, just like if you look in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami, he describes the position of Guru. That, if that were the essential qualification, I think that the parampara would have stopped with Srila Prabhupada, and we would all have to go to the Ritvik society. But Srila Prabhupada made everything quantifiable. And the definition of the Guru, there Srila Prabhupada mentions, elaborating on what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, that the disciple must be completely free from the bodily concept of life in order to take initiation. So we would have no gurus and no disciples, practically speaking. But Srila Prabhupada gave a quantifiable definition of even a Mahabhagavata in Upadeshamrita. Srila Prabhupada says that the Mahabhagavata is a person who 24 hours a day is thinking, how can I spread Krishna consciousness? How can I spread the holy name? And in our parampara, we have established, Srila Prabhupada said, the minimum qualification for the disciple is that they must be sincere. And of course, sincere and serious, these two things must be there. Sincere means that we try to hear, we try to understand, we chant to the best of our ability. And serious means to put it into practice, to increase the quality of that chanting, to increase the quality of my service. And this is how, in Kali Yuga, that, none of us are very qualified. But this is how that the parampara goes on. That the spiritual master, under the present conditions of Kali Yuga, we can see, last time I checked, 142 different gender definitions. And it's always increasing. It might come to 8,400,000. So, so these are the situation we have in Kali Yuga. But all of these people, all 142 species, must go back home, back to Godhead. This is our conviction. This is the seriousness that Srila Prabhupada established for Guru. And one must tolerate all these, I don't know how to define it, exotic conditions that exist in people's minds in Kali Yuga. And go on and be compassionate and be merciful. Doesn't matter, Of course, we try to help society understand how you can be saner. We give them Krishna consciousness. Just like I remember one bhakta it was in Gainesville originally. I met him 1975, and Bhakta, I think it was Bhakta Joe, and then I came back and visited again in 1982, still Bhakta Joe. Then Alachua was established, and then I saw him in 1990 something, Bhakta Joe. And just the last time I went, he was initiated. So that's how long it took, like 40 years. But the devotees were very tolerant. He's a Prasad Bhakta, so give him Prasad. And this is the compassion that we should have, to understand who knows the condition of someone's heart. Who knows? We can never tell. We have to be very careful not to box people in to a conception and limit them. The modes of nature are already doing that. And generally speaking, that's all that we can see. We can only see that, what is externally evident. We can see the effects of the modes of nature. But as Bhagavad Gita, Krishna in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita tells us, these are the modes of nature that are acting. That's with spiritual vision, with the vision that Krishna is giving us through Bhagavad Gita. That's what we see. These are the modes of nature that are acting. We don't think this is the person. The person is a Mahatma inside of this body, covered over by these modes of nature, covered over by so many conceptions and so many upadhis. And the duty of the spiritual master is to remove these upadhis. But that's not so easy. No. Just like when I was a young brahmachari, I thought, we will conquer the world. And now I think, let me conquer my mind. If I can do that, I will be very happy. And so sometimes we have very lofty conceptions of what this movement is, what we can accomplish. And we should have that, especially what we can, because that was Prabhupada's vision. Prabhupada's vision was that, and is, that we take this Krishna consciousness and we make the whole world Krishna conscious. And actually, just reflecting a little bit, it's a few days before the US elections for president. I was really hoping a little more than 4 years ago that Tulsi Gabbard would become the president. I wrote her a note. I don't know if she ever got it. I said, don't worry about the politics, just become president. Just agree with everything and become president. And if you don't accomplish anything else, everyone will know about Krishna. Because everybody knows the US president. We may not know the president of Uganda, who it is. We may not know the president of Bolivia. We may not know the president of Nepal. But everybody knows the president of the US. And if the president of the US says, I am a devotee of Krishna, everyone will know about Krishna. Everyone will want to find out about Krishna. So I mentioned that. I'll try to contact her again and say, stay in the fight. If a devotee of Krishna can become president, then everyone will know about Krishna. Krishna will, many people know, but many people don't know. Everyone asks me when I'm traveling, are you a Buddhist monk? No. Buddhist monks are famous. Krishna, there are more Krishna monks running around the world than Buddhist monks, but we're not so well known. So this is our mission. And this is the duty of the spiritual master, to engage everyone in this mission. At the same time, to have the patience and the tolerance that people can come up to this standard. And where will we get that from? We can only get that from our parampara. And therefore we see Krishna gave so many tests to Srila Prabhupada. But those tests were actually for us. All these tests, given to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, given to Prahlad Maharaj, give all these sufferings, one may ask, why such a great devotee is being subjected to so many things? To show us that what we may have to go through to go back home, back to Godhead. And it's the duty of the spiritual master to accept these things gladly and show everyone that, yes, I'm very happy to accept whatever Krishna sends me, because this is the essence of spiritual life. Externally, we may seek justice, but internally, we have to understand that justice, because sometimes there are unjust situations in this world, and even to perform devotional service, we may have to seek external justice. It's like sometimes even in our Krishna consciousness, people attack us and we have to seek justice. But internally, we have to understand there is only justice. Krishna, Name Bhakta Pranashati, Krishna is always giving the devotee exactly what they need. And therefore Krishna himself says, Mama Vartmanu Vartate, that everyone is following my path. There's no one that's not following my path. So what to speak of a devotee? Krishna is giving us what we need, but others may be interfering. And Srila Prabhupada one time said, don't become upset with the instrument of your karma. But that vision is not so easy to have. And sometimes Srila Prabhupada did say that a devotee has the right to defend their service. So even if another devotee, internally we will understand, I deserve something, but I have to do my service. So therefore I have to seek justice, external justice. So these things, I always tell devotees that these things are very important. So this Krishna consciousness is something that is very fragile, very powerful, but at the same time very fragile. And therefore it is the duty of the representative of Vyasadeva to always remember that I am responsible to have the ability to show others how to accept what Krishna is giving us, what Krishna is requiring of us. So it's not, in one sense, it's an easy thing, just strictly follow. And in another sense, it is a difficult thing because of our conditioning. So, as I mentioned, Srila Prabhupada said that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, that these disciples, these devotees who have come, who I have initiated, were sent to me by my Guru Maharaj. Now, this was Srila Prabhupada's humility. I know in my case, I know for a fact that those persons who I have the privilege and honor of serving in this capacity are sent by Srila Prabhupada, because everyone in this movement is sent by Srila Prabhupada. He has established Krishna consciousness. And his vision, Srila Prabhupada said, my biggest problem is I always think big. I can't think small. So Prabhupada wanted the world to become Krishna conscious. And therefore Srila Prabhupada has given the elements, and we all have this mission. And therefore all of us have the specific and special quality and the necessity of becoming Guru. Srila Prabhupada said, the greatest pleasure that the spiritual master receives is to see the disciple become more advanced than he is. Of course, if one is purely a Mahabhagavat, one automatically sees that way, that I'm just their servant. And this is the vision that we should have. But that's what Srila Prabhupada said. That, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if I can make one devotee a pure devotee, then my mission is successful. No. So this shows the power of Krishna consciousness and also the power of Maya. No. As Srila Prabhupada said, don't be surprised who leaves, be surprised who stays. No. And so this is the dichotomy. On the one side, we want to make the whole world Krishna conscious. On the other side, we can understand very, very clearly why many people don't become Krishna conscious. No. Of course, sometimes, unfortunately, we may be an instrument to them not becoming Krishna conscious. No. By our lack of Krishna consciousness, by not maintaining Vaishnava etiquette. No. And why does one not maintain Vaishnava etiquette? Simply because of material desire. No. Otherwise, if we can do this, if we can all, especially in the society of devotees, really live the Shikshastika in our hearts, in our words, in everything, in every expression, then Krishna consciousness will spread like wildfire. As Srila Prabhupada said, the only thing that can stop this movement is from the inside. No. Nothing from the outside can stop this movement because it is established by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is established by Krishna. Nothing external. No. No government, no politics. Governments can kick us out. No. Governments can ban us. You know, in my area of responsibility, I have 3 countries where Krishna consciousness was banned. One of them, it was banned 3 times. No. 3 times banned, and 3 times we snuck back in. No. And we know in many countries we can't say that we're devotees. No. But still, we have inherited Srila Prabhupada's legacy. And that legacy is, in any situation, in any condition, we must spread Krishna consciousness. No. In some places it's easy. In India it's very easy to spread Krishna consciousness. No. Of course, there's always a difficulty. Like in India, it's easy to attract people, but sometimes it's difficult to get people to give up the devas. No. And no. Every place has its advantages and disadvantages. I remember when I visited Thailand for the first time, Bhakti Swami was there as still Ilapati Prabhu, and he had been there for I don't remember how long. He said, "I think we've made one devotee." I think we've made one devotee. It was very difficult. No, and I went out with him. It was so difficult to distribute a book. Everyone would give us some gift. They liked monks, but they just weren't accustomed to monks telling them what to do. So it was quite an interesting experience. So in some places it's easy, but really it's always the same. To bring someone to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, is not an easy thing. And therefore we all have this duty. So for those who are disciples, I beg all of you, in spite of my whatever defects or shortcomings I may have, this is our mission. And I will promise that I will do my best to try to keep promoting and pushing that mission on. But we all have to accept the responsibility. And we all have to accept the mercy and the special compassion, mercy, and nectar that Srila Prabhupada has given us, which is available to everyone. So that, however qualified or whatever qualifications any of us may be lacking, we can find that in Srila Prabhupada. And so Srila Prabhupada, even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not establish himself in the same way that Srila Prabhupada established himself. Because Srila Prabhupada understood that somehow or another my Guru Maharaj has given me this mission to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. One of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers said, no, I didn't hear it personally, but another devotee heard it. He said, before Swami Maharaj went to the West, we all thought that this idea of every town and village was a metaphor, something theoretical. But now we can see that it is a reality. So this is the great gift that Srila Prabhupada has given us. And all of us, it will take all of us to, and even then we can't do it, to fill the shoes of Srila Prabhupada, all of us together. But all of us together can transmit that knowledge. And I pray that Srila Prabhupada will give me the ability to do so, to the degree that's possible. As Sutta Goswami says, a bird can fly as high as his wings will take him. And in the same way, I am trying to give you this Krishna consciousness to the point of my capability. So I pray to all of you, especially to so many senior Vaishnavas here that have come to bless me. Thank you all very much. All of you, disciples or friends, well-wishers, please give me the blessing in your prayers that I can continue my Krishna consciousness, continue my service to Srila Prabhupada, continue my service to you until the time that I leave this world. And as Srila Prabhupada said, I know that I have crores of lifetimes to live, to try to fulfill the demand, the order of Sri Guru Dev, of Guru Maharaj. So this should be our, although we would all love to go back home, back to Godhead, but our first duty is to simply fulfill the instructions of Sri Guru. Because that's the way we can go back home, back to Godhead. When we can do that to the fullest degree without any personal ambition, that is the qualification. So these are some words I wanted to share with all of you. Thank you for coming here and encouraging me to go on and try to fulfill my mission. Because my mission, I just wanted to mention this, that I have been given a grave responsibility above and beyond others that I have been given in the past of trying to help the devotees in this zone, meaning in India, by the mercy of my dear senior godbrother, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So, actually being here and just for these months that I've been in this position have helped me to understand what an amazing service he performed for Srila Prabhupada. We all saw, many temples in Delhi. Well, we all saw that. But when I see what an impression, Krishna conscious impression, he has imprinted in the minds and the hearts of his disciples, what an impact he has made by his selfless, constant efforts, sacrifice, 24 hours a day, really has been an inspiration for me. And seeing that reflected in so many wonderful disciples and devotees that he has inspired throughout the years. And coupling that with all the unlimited mercy that Srila Prabhupada and our Parampara is showering upon us, I can only consider myself extremely fortunate that somehow or another, by the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, that I can continue in Krishna consciousness. So thank you all very much. Any question or comment that I may be able to answer? Yes, Mini Krishna Prabhu. Can you speak a little louder just because I have a hearing defect and this AC, whenever there's background noise, it's difficult for me. No. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for sharing your deep realizations on this most auspicious day. Considering myself very fortunate to hear all these realizations from you. One thing you mentioned something about different kind of mentalities, 150 times. I couldn't get that. If you can explain. Referring to something, I was not able to catch.
142. These are called different types of gender preferences. No. It's up at 142 now and rising. No. Just like, there's global warming. So there's also gender warming increasing. So, Hare Krishna. So, thank you all again very much for your kind attention. I'm going to have to remove a few garlands, otherwise I'll probably fall over here. This is a good one. I'll keep this one. Prasad Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai. This is an easy one.
So thank you very much, Maharaj, for this wonderful opening up your heart, like Rukmini Krishna mentioned, for the drop of nectar what we got out of your realization of so many years. And most appropriate offering I would understand on this place where we are sitting, Srila Prabhupada's home. It's not, I felt that it was not a passion, but a lot of compassion in the presentation of Maharaj today. And he was inspiring us to surrender than to be an achiever. That's the real achievement I felt, Maharaj. Thank you very much. So now the most important thing we want to start is glorifying Maharaj. So I request Vaishnavas assembled here to give your names. So we start with Brajbilas Prabhu. So please come, and so we are limiting time to 3 minutes because we have many devotees. So kindly be considerate in your glorification. There is no limit to glorify, but thank you. Hare Krishna. So, you can stand here. Or shall I put it here? Put it before Prabhupada.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashtatate Shatarine Ajanulambitau Bujau Kanakavadatu Sankirtanake Pitaro Kamalaya Daksha Vishwambaro Dujabaro Yogadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro, Karunavataro, Karunavataro. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj ki. I actually didn't really know when I met Guru Prasad Maharaj today in the morning that today is his Vyasa Puja. But he gave me an instruction. He said, be very loud, which I am. So today I'm going to be very loud. Really, I don't need the mic. It is an inbuilt mic. Inbuilt mic. So I'm very, very happy from the chairman Ambarish Prabhu, the rest of the TOP team. We are very, very grateful to His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj, not only supporting the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, but taking the responsibility of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who has recommended him to his zone, and keeping the whole Indian Yatra together. To keep the Indian Yatra together is not a... This needs more loud appreciation. It's not a... To keep Indian Yatra together is not a joke. And after Gopal Krishna Maharaj left us, we could realize what he has done to keep the whole society, not only Indian Yatra, to keep the whole society together. And that is now in Maharaj's shoulders. Very, very grateful for the task which he has taken. As His Holiness Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he had said, festival is not for fruits and flowers. Festival is not for fruits and flowers. Maharaj is burdened with flowers now. Is feeling very heavy. And festival is not for flowery words. Actually, today we are celebrating this festival is because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, one who follows the instruction of the spiritual master, he can only glorify the spiritual master. Today we are here to glorify, to surrender to the instruction of His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj. That is why we are here to show gratitude. This is the festival of gratitude for his great sacrifice to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj was saying about the seer and seen. This was the core philosophy of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Drit Drisya Vichar. Seer and seen. That Krishna is the seer and He should see us. That was what Maharaj was talking about. And today, on this auspicious day, we are also requesting His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj so that he can see us. As the chairman of the GBC, he can see us and engage us in all of our services so that we can also sacrifice, give our lives to this mission, give our life to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada in getting this mission in every town and village. On this auspicious Kartik month, I'm very, very grateful to get an opportunity like this to glorify, and all of my friends are here from the Delhi temple, holding the flag, holding the victory flag, even after a great loss. These are warriors. So I'm very, very grateful to each and every one of you who had come here. I'm grateful to His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj on this auspicious day. And I pray at His lotus feet so that He can bless me also to be more dedicated and more louder in my life and give this life for this mission. Thank you all so very much. Hare Krishna.
Certainly, it cannot be louder than this. So you have taken it to your heart, Maharaj's words. So next would request His Grace Rishi Kumar Prabhu.
Can you hit the angle right? Is it fine? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimad Guru Prasada Swami Niti Namine Gurudeva Mahamande Prabhu Padaya Sevakam Karanika Titikshvam Chatat Prasadam Vitaranam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Tarane. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for being you, for being here, giving us the opportunity to come here. Just like the Krishna consciousness process that you explained, you're also powerful yet fragile in a certain way. And just like you said about Krishna consciousness, it's easy to work with you. We just have to follow. But it's difficult because of our conditioning. And you did say that the greatest pleasure that a spiritual master can have is to see his disciple getting really advanced. I remember His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj telling us the same thing in many of his Vyasa Puja lectures. And I remember there's one devotee who told me, and many of us have discussed this before, that one of your merciful benedictions from the spiritual master, your Guru Maharaj gave Guru Prasad as Guru Prasad Maharaj. He's taking care of your whole area. That is real mercy. I've seen just in the last more than nearly 6 months that I have worked with you, and before with my experiences in communicating with you, Maharaj, I've seen that there are 2-3 things managerially that I got very inspired by. I see that you follow the structure. You don't want to unnecessarily put your hands into things that can be handled by somebody else. Yet you personally told me there are some people who have to be dealt with special attention. You may not have to look at levels there. They can speak with you. So that is a very, very flexible approach which our own Guru Maharaj used to follow that, and we can see it in you, Maharaj. So that is a wonderful thing that I have noticed, that many times we have come to you with some problem. He'll say, I will try my best, but I am not the only one making the decision. You told us that. At the same time, I have worked with you on the case of, this girl from Mexico. I don't want to get into more details. There was some services that had to be rendered with regard to her security. And I could see how you personally got involved. You literally rolled up your sleeves and worked at it. And you were on the dot till that time the whole issue got solved out. End-to-end ownership. I've seen that happen with my Guru Maharaj, and I've seen that happen with you. Taking complete end-to-end ownership. This is something that is very, very inimitable. And this inspires us, that it is not like you are sitting in some ivory tower passing on instructions to us, because you rolled up your sleeves and worked there. And I personally worked with you